Good morning, afternoon or evening from whenever or wherever you are watching this video from. I am Jack Adamus, back with my Premier League predictions, episode 16, game week 16. Let's get straight into it. We start game week 16 with the 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday, which sees Chelsea at home to Everton. Chelsea were flying high just under 2 weeks ago when they beat Barcelona 3-0 in the Champions League, but since then they've gone on a run of 4 games without a win, as they've drawn 2 and lost 2 in their last 4 games in all competitions. They do need to get back to winning ways as soon as possible though, as they have dropped from 2nd to 5th in the Premier League, so they don't want to drop any further away from the top 4. Everton find themselves only 1 point behind Chelsea in the table, and they sit comfortable in 7th position at the moment, and they have won 4 of their last 6 Premier League matches. All 4 of those victories came hand in hand with a clean sheet, and they do know if they get another victory here, they could end this game week in the top 4. But with Chelsea being unbeaten against Everton in their last 30 Premier League matches, their longest unbeaten streak against a single side in their history, I do believe that will continue here, as I can see Chelsea winning here in a 2-0 win. At the beginning of this year, I set myself a target of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year, and as this video goes out, I'm currently on 994, so if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and help me reach my target. Now back to the football. Also at 3 p.m, we have Liverpool at home to Brighton. Liverpool come into this match and they are on a 4-game unbeaten streak, which is their longest unbeaten streak since they won their first 7 games of the season, and we all know what happened in between that. They have got 2 draws though in that run against newly promoted sides, which isn't the signs of a team that wants to finish in the top 4 or Premier League title contenders this season. They did get a win though on Tuesday midweek at the San Siro, so maybe that will be the jump start to their season. Brighton come here and they know if they get a victory here and results go their way, they could end this game week in the top 4, but they have lost and drawn their last 2 matches, albeit they were at home and they will be away from home in this one, which could do them some good as they have kept a clean sheet in their last 2 away matches. Brighton are looking for consecutive league head-to-head victories over Liverpool for the first time in their history, but I don't believe that will happen here, as I can see Liverpool getting all 3 points in a hard-fought 2-1 victory. For the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday, we travel to Turf Moor, where we have Burnley at home to Fulham. Burnley look more and more likely that they will be playing Championship football again next season, as they find themselves 5 points from safety after tasting defeat 6 times in a row in the Premier League, albeit though that could change very easily if they could string a few wins together, and they will be looking to get that started in this one. Fulham have been underperforming this season and they currently find themselves sitting 15th in the table, only 7 points above Burnley in the drop zone, and they have lost their last 2 matches. On a plus side for them though, they are unbeaten in their last 11 matches against newly promoted sides with 6 wins and 5 draws. But with all that being said, Burnley have lost their last 6 league games in a row. They haven't lost 7 games in a row in the league since the year 1895. But unfortunately for them, I think they will break that unwanted history here, as I can see Fulham leaving with all 3 points in a 2-1 victory. And for the 8 p.m. kickoff on Saturday night, we travel to the Emirates, where we have top vs bottom as Arsenal host Wolves. Arsenal are flying high at the top of the table, but they now find themselves only 2 points ahead of second place City, and they have only won 2 of their last 5 Premier League matches. They did lose last time out to Aston Villa as well, which came to a surprise to most, but not to myself. They will be looking to bounce back straight away and get back to winning ways, and they couldn't have picked an easier game on paper, as they do host Wolves, who currently sit bottom of the table with only 2 points in their first 15 matches and a minus 25 goal difference. So it does look like they're destined to be playing Championship football next season, and it's a matter of when and not if. And with Wolves losing all of their last 8 head-to-heads against Arsenal, and with top playing bottom here, and with everything else I've said, I'm obviously going for a 3-0 Wolves win. Now, I'm only joking. I'm going for an Arsenal 3-0 win. Moving on to Sunday now, where we have 4 games kicking off at 2 p.m. We start with game of the weekend as 4th place second. It is Crystal Palace at home to Man City. Palace currently sit 2 places behind Man City in the league, and they have put those back-to-back losses behind them as they have won their last 3 games in all competitions, albeit those games were all won on the road, so they will be returning to Selhurst Park here, as if they get the victory here, they will move only 2 points behind second place City. City are trying and succeeding to put pressure on Arsenal at the top of the table, as they've now narrowed the points gap from 8 points to 2 points in the last 4 game weeks. They are on a good current run of form as well, as they have won their last 4 games in all competitions. Unfortunately for them though, they are winless in their last 4 away Premier League matches against teams at the start of play in the top 12, with 3 losses and 1 draw. But with Palace winning only 2 of the last 20 Premier League head-to-heads between these two sides, and both of those victories came at the Etihad Stadium, I can see Man City winning here. I can see it being very tight and them having to work for this victory in a 2-1 win. Next up, we have Nottingham Forest at home to Tottenham. Forest currently sit only 2 points above the drop zone, which you think would be higher considering they've won 3 of their last 5 Premier League matches. It goes to show you what just a great job that Sean Dyche has done since he's come into the dugout, as he has won 6 games and kept 5 clean sheets in his first 11 games in charge. Tottenham was struggling just over 2 weeks ago, and there was calls for Thomas Frank to get their elbow, but it's funny just to show you how quickly that football moves, because since then they've got a draw and back-to-back wins, and now all that noise is quieting down, as if they do get another victory here and results go their way, they could end this game week in 5th position. Nottingham Forest, though, they did do the league double over Spurs last season. I do think this season, though, Tottenham will get their revenge. I think this one will end in a high-scoring game. I can see Tottenham getting the 3 points, though, in a 3-2 win. Oh, next up, we have one of my favourite games of the season when these two sides are in the Premier League. It is the weird Tyneside derby, as we have two of the most passionate fan bases in the whole of England going head-to-head, as we have Sunderland at home to Newcastle. And Sunderland come into this game with their joint highest points tally at this point of a season in their Premier League history, and the Stadium of Light is going to be absolutely rocking at 2 p.m. on Sunday, as they will be looking to keep their unbeaten home record intact, where they've played 7, won 4 and drawn 3. And with Sunderland having one of the best home records in the league, we then have Newcastle, who have one of the worst away records in the league. But we know that when it comes to massive derbies, form guys just go out the window and anything is possible. Newcastle currently sit 1 point behind Sunderland in the table, so they know that if they do get a victory here, they will end this game week above their local rivals. And this will be the first weird Tyneside derby in the Premier League for 10 years. This is a fixture that we need in the Premier League, as this is going to be rocking. I am absolutely buzzing and looking forward to this game. In terms of the result, though, I think both teams will have to settle for a point, as I can see this one ending in a 2-2 draw. And for the last of 4 games to kick off on Sunday at 2 p.m, we have West Ham at home to Villa. West Ham have steadied their season now, and after a disastrous start, they do find themselves only 2 points from safety, as they have only lost 1 of their last 6 Premier League matches, although they have drawn half of those games, so they do need to turn those draws into wins if they are to survive this season. The informed team in the Premier League, Villa, are the visitors here, as they have won all of their last 8 games in all competitions, with Emery getting his revenge against his former employees last weekend, now meaning they are only 3 points away from Arsenal at the top of the table. Are they serious title contenders? Only time will tell. And with Villa being unbeaten in their last 6 competitive head-to-heads against West Ham, with 3 wins and 3 draws, I think that will be lucky number 7 come full time, as I can see them getting the victory here in a 1-0 win. Moving on to the 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, we have Brentford at home to Leeds. Only 4 points separate these two sides, and that is down to current form, where Brentford have only won 1 of their last 4 Premier League matches, the other 3 ending in defeat. They will be happy to be back in West London though, as they have suffered back-to-back defeats in North London to Arsenal and Tottenham, where they both lost those games 2-0. Leeds looked dead and buried after suffering 4 defeats in a row, and it looked like Daniel Farke was going to be the next Premier League manager to lose his job, and then they played Chelsea and Liverpool, so obviously they're going to get 4 points out of 6 points out of those 2 matches, and that's just another sign of why we love the Premier League so much, because you never know really what's going to happen. But with Brentford having the 4th best home record, and with Leeds losing their last 4 games on the road on the bounce, I do believe that a bubble will be burst here, as I can see Brentford winning here in a 3-1 victory. And to round up game week 16, at 8 p.m. on Monday, we have Man United at home to Bournemouth. Man United are a strange team, like I said in my last video, but things are picking up for them, as they have only suffered defeat once in their last 9 matches, with 5 wins and 3 draws, although that loss and one of those draws did come in their last 2 home matches, so they do need to get better at home if they are to be top 4 contenders this season. Bournemouth are on a downward spiral of late, as they are winless in their last 6 Premier League matches, with 4 losses and 2 draws to their name. They were being tipped for the European spaces, but now they find themselves only 7 points from the drop zone. It just goes to show you how tight the league is this season. But this could be the game where Bournemouth turn it round, as they have won their last 2 visits to Old Trafford in 3-0 scorelines. If they win by 3 or more goals here, they will be the first team ever to win 3 games on the bounce by 3 or more goals at Old Trafford. But I don't think that will be the case. I think they'll get another draw here, as I can see this one ending in a 2-2 draw. Thank you very much if you are still here at the end of my video. I really do appreciate the love and support I've been getting from you guys. Please do continue to like and share, but most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel, as I am on target to reach my goal of subscribers by the end of the year. Have a good weekend, guys, and remember, if you don't shoot, you can't score. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.